Okay, here goes the second video. I have made quite a lot of videos about feminists, feminism, and my disapproval of what. And let's just clarify: there's the original feminism, which was very, very good, seriously needed, suffragettes and all that. Then I don't know the dates of the second, what they call the second phase of feminism. I'm going to guess it might have been somewhere between the 60s and the 80s, you know, and it sort of culminated, you know, with programs like Dynasty and stuff like that, where, you know, it was all about putting pressure on women to actually leave the traditional role of a mother and housekeeper and go into business. And of course, that's great if that's what the woman wants to do. It's not so great if it's not what they want to do. You know, if they want to, they have that yearning to raise a family and look after them, stuff like that. Okay, so I'll come back to that stuff. And then there's third wave feminism now, which is just, it's evolved into something vile and disgusting, where anyone who's not on board with it is attacked, and that includes women. And you've seen recent events in Formula One with the grid girls. These are the girls that used to, you know, they were the pretty girls, young, attractive women in something quite skimpy, and they would hold up banners or what have you at the times, and they were just around Formula One. It's a glitz and glamour industry, and there's the glitz and glamour of having grid girls there. They now have lost their jobs because of feminism, because the feminists that hate the fact that women could be objectified made them lose their jobs. So who's been attacked there? And the same thing's happened. Sorry, I've got weird shadows and lights going on here. Same thing happened recently with the beauty pageants. Miss America, you know, they've now got rid of the swimsuit bit, which is probably the only bit anyone watched it for. So it's down to a case of, are those women being forced into a situation where they're being objectified? It's a beauty pageant. It's a beauty competition. Of course they're being objectified, willingly. I don't watch beauty pageants. Anyway, I've done a video on that one. I'm going to apologise to anyone that's offended. I have used words like femtard in the past. So you hear everything and it just comes off. So I'm going to try to be a bit more respectful about it, and I'm going to try to be maybe a bit more serious and a bit more objectified, critical with myself when I'm doing a video on it. But there will be more videos about feminism because it has become something vile. You just have to look at how many broken marriages there are. How many women that get pregnant by, young girls get pregnant by several different dads. They're making terrible choices about the boys and young men that they sleep with. These guys aren't serious. They're not ready to settle down. They're certainly not ready to make the sacrifices they have to make to provide for a family. You know, the traditional role of a man and a woman, yeah, it's old-fashioned and it's not for everybody, but it is probably for most people. Standard of living has gone far too expensive now for one average income to support a family of four. It's not possible. You have to be living on the breadline. You have to be living quite a poor welfare type of lifestyle, really, if you want to have lots of children, or you have to earn a lot of money. That's why birth rates are probably dropping. You know, with indigenous white British people, say for instance, and Europeans, birth rates have actually started to drop. There's a very interesting study, I don't know, I wouldn't be able to find you a link for it, where scientists, they used mice and they gave them sort of like a mouse utopia, unlimited food and drink, but they gave them limited space. And once the space started getting to a certain level of population, they naturally, a lot of the female mice started becoming infertile, and a lot of the boy mice became gay. It's really quite weird. They sort of, it's some sort of instinctiveness in their species to cut back on their population. Maybe that as well has happened with Europeans. Sorry, I said whites because it sounds racist when I say it, but it's not meant to be. So my view on feminism now, what it is now, is a poison, and it's wrapped up in Marxism. It's divide, it's put people into groups that they don't want to be in, so group identity, so people then can't be individual and express their own views. You know, women are mocked for wanting to be mums, for wanting to be mumsy, for wanting to use their bloody magic thing in their body that they can grow a baby, and it's quite incredible. You don't think that a lot of blokes would want to know what that would feel like to be able to grow, but we can't grow a baby in us. I look like I'm growing a baby in me, but I assure you it's a food baby. So that's it really. It was a sort of an apology for the way I have spoken about women in the past. I want to assure anyone that knows me that might watch these videos, I adore women. I love them. I've got very important women in my life. I've got an amazing mother who showered me with love and affection all the way through my life, and she still does. She still covers me in kisses. It's horrible actually sometimes, but you know, it's lovely. I've got two beautiful daughters, teenagers, who one of them's a bit upset with me at the moment, and maybe both of them. I don't think they like the fact that I do these videos. And I have an amazing partner, an incredible woman who I love very, very much. So I'm not a woman hater. I adore women, and I support any woman's right to pursue any lifestyle that she wants. So if she might want to make the decision to not have children or leave that till later on, but unfortunately biologically there is a limit, there's a finite amount of time before women have to make the decision to have children. It becomes very difficult. We know this, right? After a certain age. Or she go down business, or she can just be a mummy and just pop out a load of brood of babies and love them and look after them and bring up some lovely people for the future. But I'm afraid women have to make decisions early on. And anyone that wants to get a look into what a world might look like if once the family has been completely destroyed, check out the novels 1984 by George Orwell and A Brave New World by Huxley. I've read both of these books recently and I've watched the films, and they're disturbing. And of course it's fiction, but if you watch them you will see a lot of parallels in. You can see the mindset of what feminism is doing. So for the record, I love women, I hate feminism. And that's this one over. Thank you for your time. Sorry it was a bit serious. I'll try to be funny in another one, alright?